Hello, it is Thursday, June 15th, 2017. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl Podcast, episode 127. Hi, you guys. You can find the show notes for this podcast on knitandpurl.net. The Purl is P-E-A-R-L. In social media, I am One Fine Cow on Ravelry and Twitter. That's all spelled out. I am One Fine Design, the number one, on Facebook and Etsy, and I am Doris M. Smith, all lowercase and smooshed together on Instagram. In the show notes, you can find links to all of the social media. So go over, click, and find me and follow me, and I'll follow you back. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl Podcast group. Links also in the show notes, and we have one new member this week, who is Kat Dobson, who's Catherine. So welcome. Make yourself at home. And if you need to start a thread or ask a question, go ahead. And also you can introduce yourself so we'll get to know you a little better. Thank you so much. We have Ravelry Group birthday shout outs this week, and we have a gaggle of birthdays coming up. It would be from the 16th to the 29th. We have Jen Likes Yarn, who is Jen. Her birthday is tomorrow. And we have Well Woman, who is Isabel, and her birthday is also tomorrow. We have JV's, who is Joanne. Her birthday is on the 18th, Father's Day, Sunday. We have Crafty Mystic, who is Deb, and her birthday is on the 27th. And we have Nitpicky and PA, who is Carol. Her birthday is on the 28th of June. So, happy birthday. I hope that you have a wonderful birthday, that you get to do all the things you want to do, like, visit your local yarn store, or go out with friends and family for a nice meal, or just spend the day with your feet up knitting. Anyway, I hope that you eat birthday cake if that is what you choose to do. Happy birthday. So that brings us to, and what is this? That brings us to the June, July, and August Knit Along, Crochet Along. It is a finished objects thread. The rules are that you must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. The June section started on June 1st and will be completed on June 30th. Chatter is welcome and encouraged in the thread, so chat it up and encourage each other. Please post the grams used with your finished objects post, and a grand prize will be awarded for the most grams used at the end of this cow, which is in June, July, and August. So after August, there will be a grand prize for the most grams used. Prizes will be awarded each month, June, July, and August. Well, June and July through random number generated. The June prize will be a set of my stitch markers, which I thought I would bring one in to show you, but I didn't. And also, along with that, excuse me for my reach, you will be getting one of these lovely needle minders from Thank God for Bags. I'm trying to see if it's showing. This one. And this pretty one. The inside of this one is so fun, so cute. I have to show you. It says, choose happy. With a smiley face. So there's that one. There's this one. I showed you that one with a pretty blue inside. And finally this one. with pretty red on the inside. So for June, you will get, of your choosing, one of these and a set of my stitch markers, which you can go to my shop. It's at the end. It is onefinedesign.etsy.com. There's a link in the bottom of the show notes. So for June, you'll be receiving one of these of your choosing and a set of my stitch markers of your choice. So I'm back. In August, the grand prize will be awarded to the person who used the most grams throughout the summer, either knitting or crocheting. That grand prize will receive this beautiful bag from Thank God for Bags. Thank you, Sheila. It's gorgeous. It's got this really, really beautiful, sparkly gem as the zipper pull. A nice handle. The inside is gorgeous as well, with her card. Gorgeous. Her bags are always wonderfully made. This has some good lining and a flat bottom, as you can see, so it'll set. Okay, so get your stuff posted for June. Think about what things that you can make to get the most yardage or grams, and also along with that bag you'll be receiving some of my hand spun. Hopefully I can do something really nice for you guys. Story of the Week and Stash Enhancement. There is no new stash, not from want or just, you know, I was at Walmart last night and I went by the yarn because I'm needing to start a baby blanket for one of my coworkers, and she's having a boy. But I haven't really looked at my stash, so I just need to look at my stash. But I was looking at the yarn there and wanting to purchase, and it's like, no, you have enough. I'm gonna go through my stash. On the first weekend of June after the podcast last, we had a family camping trip that was just wonderful. The weather was good and everybody had a really good time. We had most of the grandkids and their families there. It was really, really fun. And the granddaughter, Sophia, poor Sophia, when she found out on Sunday morning that they were leaving, she cried. And she was like, I want to live here forever. That's a testament of how much fun we had. We were at Lost Valley Lake for that weekend. Let's see what else. The last 2 weeks has been kind of low on knitting, and a good bit of swimming happened. So, I brought my cowl, and I think I did 2 rows, because Ted on Saturday night was like, Doris, you brought knitting, but you didn't knit anything. I'm like, I know, we've just been so busy. And so anyway, we went to bed early Saturday night and went into the cabin, or to the camper, early Saturday night, and I pulled it out and did a couple rows, and I think that's all I've done. But I'm going to show you. So anyway, after all of that, let's go into the Health Pearl. The Health Pearl is, okay, I'm going to have to go to a different area to do this. With my iPad, it doesn't come up right, so I already knew that. Should have planned ahead, but I didn't. So I'm going to go here. I found this on Facebook, and it's by Life Tips Post, and it's like smoothie recipes for different conditions that you may have. So here it is. For stress, the type of smoothie is you use the banana, strawberries, and pears. For arthritis, carrots, celery, pineapple, and lemon. So there's like 6 or 7 for constipation and what is that? Indigestion. It's hard to read this backwards. For an ulcer, it gives you different what to put in your smoothies. For depression, fatigue, and it gives you the different vegetables or stuff to use to kind of help with those conditions. Nervousness, asthma, and headaches. So there's what it looks like. If you're interested, you can go look and maybe make some smoothies. Okay. Get my notes back up. We'll get into the knitting now. And I have some finished objects, and they are things that I showed you last week, but I actually finished them. So the first one is this crocheted pouch, which I just made. I just did it as I went along. I chained a certain number I thought was a good number, and then I just crocheted around and around and around and around. When I got to the part where I knew I was where I wanted to be, I started crocheting back and forth and made this flap, kind of decreased every row so that it has kind of a, so I put the lining in and I sewed this pretty little button on, pretty big button actually, but I'm happy with it. It's a nice, it'll be a nice pouch to put like a device in or just carry your things as an evening little clutch. And the red thing has been felted. So there it is, and I didn't put a liner in it because I figured it was just thick enough without, nothing's gonna poke through the felting, but so there, and I made a button, and this is, I made from a wood bead and some wire. So they're done. I'm contemplating putting them in the shop. Oops. Because Ted says I have enough bags. And I say, no, I don't. So this is also a pattern that I just knitted as I went along. And felting with this, all I did, I don't have a machine. I have a what do you call it? Not a top loader, but the kind that spin instead of. So I put it in my sink in the kitchen with hot soapy water and just roughed it up. And I got it to where I thought was a good point. I'm like, well, Ted's like, how are you gonna dry it? And I'm like, well, I'm felting it. Let me just stick it in the dryer. I did, and it even felted more, which I'm happy about. So there is that. Done. So, works in progress. We have the cowl. I'll just show you it again. Like I said, I did 2 rows and that's it. I'm still on the little ball from the sock. So not much has been done. This is also something I'm just knitting. I got yarn still tangled up, but there's where I was the last time you saw it, and there's 2 rows done. I think I put on 120 stitches, and I did a garter ridge, like 3 garter ridges, trying to get it where you can see it. 3 garter ridges, and then I started doing this, garter ridges, and then I did some stockinette, more garter ridges, and I started this like basket weave thing. I'm just gonna run it until I think I'm done. The yarn is Heritage Prints, Cascade Yarn Heritage Prints, and the color is a number, which I'll try to show you. I hope that it's focusing. And that's all. And the needles I'm using are US 3, which is a 3.3, well, let me see. Using my Addi Turbos, US 3, 3.25 millimeter. Sorry. Getting used to the camera. I really haven't had my camera out since last week's, 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna start getting it out because I am organizing myself for my left-handed knitter series. So that's one work in progress. Second work in progress you've seen, which is the Cozy Schlanket, which is a paid for pattern. Mine's modified. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry by, I'm sorry, I'm looking down, by Mina Phillips of the Knitting Expect podcast. She did a mystery knit along back in January. That was wonderful. My very first mystery knit along. But this pattern is amazing and you should go and get it if you haven't. I'm using, this is the second ball of the Karen Cake, and this is, the color is called Lavender Cake. It's wonderful, it's beautiful. And I am in a garter section now. I think I was in this gray color the last time you saw it, so I'm in the garter, the last garter section before the border and bind off. So I have probably 14 or 16 more rows to go. But here's what it looks like. It's gorgeous. And if you want to know a secret about this, go look at last week, 2 weeks ago. Look at 126 for that. I'm not going to repeat it. There's a little mistake, but this is a wonderful knit. It's getting into the really lot of stitches on the needle, so I think I was knitting last night and it took me 30 minutes to knit 2 rows, so it's getting long. But I love it. It's going to be a beautiful shawl. And I showed Louise my progress a week or so ago. She said, those are just really beautiful colors. I'm like, well, I'm getting it done. So I'm not going to stuff this back in. I'll leave it here. The last thing that I have that's a work in progress is a new project I started on Saturday. I wanted to knit another virus shawl. And I have lots of yarn, balls, little mini balls of yarn, or half skeins or whatever, that I'm just like, these need to go. They need to be out of my stash. So I started Saturday another virus shawl. And I just can't even tell you. It's crazy colors, but it's for me, and it's gonna keep me warm, and I'm gonna love it. I love Sheila, you did this to me. In this wild color here, you can't really make out the pattern because there's so much going on. But in the pink, you can kind of see. It's a wonderful pattern. The pattern Unravelry directs you to a video tutorial if you are a beginner crocheter or someone who doesn't know how to follow a pattern. I must tell you the update. My sister is now a virus addict as well. She, you've met her before, she doesn't read patterns, but I told her about this pattern and I showed her my sock one, and of course if you remember, she was there when I purchased the yarn and started the sparkly virus shawl, and I gave her the links to the pattern and everything, and she is crocheting mad and doing a wonderful job. I think she has 4, 2 completed and 2 on the go, so that's pretty awesome. So if you are not a comfortable crocheter or somebody who follows a pattern, you can do it. You can do it. So this is since Saturday, and I'm into the long rows, so it's gonna be done soon. It's almost done. Okay, this is gonna be my memory shawl because this yarn I made a mermaid tail around Christmas time, and this is the mermaid tail that I made for Sophia. And I think and this is just some leftover kind of denim-y yarn. I think I made a hat with it. This is more of the mermaid tail, and I think I might finish it with some sparkly blue from the mermaid tail. Yes. Anyway, that's it. I'm using a J hook, just a boy. The angel hat is no more. I haven't frogged it yet, but the plan is to frog it because there was so much going on with it. It just needs to go. So at this point, the spinning, I'm still working on the diabolical fiber in the colorway. Let me get my come on. Diabolical yarns, the flamingo on the crochet lawn. I've got a little bit more and I'll be done with that and be ready to ply it. And then after that, the next thing I spin is going to be a part of a spinning from fiber to yarn little video I'm planning on doing. So I'm going to pause before I run out of time and start again with the Pinterest and the stumbles. So hang on. Okay, so Pinterest this week is the #1 thing I'd have to share with you because, you know, birthday cake. I eat cake because it's someone's birthday somewhere. I saw it and I'm like, yeah, I have to share that. And I'm sorry, I'm stumbling a little bit. The second Pinterest I want to show you. Summertime, market bags. This is pretty awesome. It is a watermelon. I'm sorry for the glare. I opened up the windows and stuff so we have good light. But this is actually a downloadable pattern from, who is the person? Lollipoppy Patterns on Etsy. But, I mean, this pattern is like less than $3. And if it's something that you would like to just have for summer, it's a watermelon and it's a market bag. Okay. Going back. The stumble that I want to share with you this week is 10 quotes from Wayne W. Dyer. Now, to be honest, I didn't know who he was. He's actually a person, he passed away August 30th of 2015, but he was called the father of motivation, and he had a book that was, what is that? No. Sorry, I had something on my iPad. He was, had a book that was published called Your Erroneous Zones in 1976. So anyway, this person shared 10 quotes. 10 quotes from Wayne Dyer that will inspire you to live your best life now. So, number 1. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. When you judge another, you do not define them. You define yourself. Number 4, be miserable or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it's always your choice. Number 5, conflict cannot survive without your participation. Number 6, you cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. Number 7, the highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. Number 7, when you dance, your purpose is not to give to a certain, no. When you dance, it is not to get to a certain place on the floor. It is to enjoy each step on the way. Number 9, doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life. Finally, number 10, abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into. So, I hope that will inspire you as it did me. And I think that is all for today. So, at the end instead of the beginning, I want to say thank you so much for coming by. If you are new, thank you, and click on the subscribe button and the thumbs up button over there down in YouTube. Thank you. If you are returning, you're awesome, and thank you so much. So at the bottom of the show notes and down below in the down bar, there is a link to the show notes, to the Ravelry group, and to my Etsy store, which I ask for you to go over, take a look around, and like some things. And if you see something that you just can't live without, I will happily sell it to you and send it to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time for the next episode of the Knit and Purl podcast. Thank you guys, and I'm reaching forward.